human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
When some wild-eyed eight-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against a barroom wall, he looks at Christy in the eye and he asks if you've paid your dues.
Inconceivable!
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Hey, this is Stover the Hairy Bastard, and with me is Little Sonny, and this is GPR, the podcast, right here on geekpublicradio.com.
It's been a minute.
It has. We've been busy.
It's been Gencon a minute.
Yeah. It's, but there's an excuse for that. Well, it's not really an excuse. There's a reason.
We're going to call it whatever.
Yeah.
It's an excuse, a reason, whatever. I don't have to justify myself to you.
But there is reasons, and we will get into that later in the show. But first of all, we would like to take a moment of silence for Stanley.
Yeah.
So that was a sad day. I mean, he lived a good life. I mean, like, was 95 years old.
Yeah. December 28th would have been his 96th birthday.
So, I mean, that was a lot of years.
Yeah.
You know.
And
still sad, but...
Yeah, and we've talked before about the...
all the bullshit.
The bullshit that's been going on with him, yeah. And I'm sure they're still going to wade through it, so... I don't know. If the stuff's true, I wish his last time was happier. But...
I don't know. The weirdest part about the whole situation, I mean, granted, most of it was weird.
Yeah.
Was the whole comic book stamped with his blood or whatever.
Yeah. Man.
That was like, it's like, what?
I mean, I'm known as a horrible person. I really am. And that side of me is like, I don't know if that's kind of cool or just atrocious. It's a line that as a horrible person, I don't know if I can cross. I mean, no, I'm serious. I don't know which way to think on that.
Even as a horrible person, you're just like,
I think, it shouldn't have even been an issue. So I'll say that, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to decide one way or the other whether that's cool. That shit just shouldn't have happened. Period.
Right.
So
I mean, technically, you have his DNA and his signature, and I guess if he was alive and he was the one who was consciously doing it, that would be cool-ish. Still be kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing but respect for him, and the thing is, he's a hero. He is the hero he's every hero he created.
Yeah.
Well,
what was the speech in Mallrats, whatever? Like every time he was doing something, it was reflected in whatever hero he created to deal with it. I mean, dealing with anger issues and this, that, and the other. You had the Hulk, and dealing with all the other stuff you had.
Yeah. And I don't know if I should retain my horrible person on this on the podcast, but I do have to say that there is one thing that I saw it and I was like, I don't know if that's too soon, But I saw it and it still got, even though it was a sad day, it got a chuckle out of me. Mm-hmm. Somebody had put a meme out that was like, it's talking about how the death of Stan Lee. They're like, I understand that unfortunately Stan Lee passed away this morning, or whenever passed away today. However, I'm going to stick around for the after credits of his funeral just to be sure. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's that borderline. I was like.
Well, you can always hope, I guess.
Yeah, I couldn't help but chuckle a little bit at it. I was like, I don't know.
Even some of the tributes, like the last thing that they put on, like where like they're showing all the cameos and whatnot.
Yeah,
was like with the Watchers thing.
Yeah,
where they walked away and he was just sitting there, "Hey guys, I need a ride," and that was the last bit. Like boom, and then and I was just like, that's kind of
well. And he was supposed to be. I believe his name was Urtu. He was supposed to be a Watcher.
Yeah,
that was he actually confirmed that. So that's an avenue that won't get explored. I mean. we always suspected the whole time. I
right.
mean,
well, I
you
mean,
know,
that was
it's like, come on.
Actually, I think that was
it was a conspiracy theory for a while. Like, he's got to be, you know.
I think that was a fan theory that they went,
you know what?
That would work.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think they went with it, and that in itself is cool.
But they've already confirmed that some of his cameos for later movies have already been shot.
Yeah.
So we're still going to see him.
Yeah, he's
in
still going to
the
have
Avengers
some appearances.
2 and whatnot. So that's cool. I mean, it'll make it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Spider-Man one, when he was with the headphones on, walking through the library, and the fight's going on, he's just like,
yeah, has no clue.
He walks out and wham!
Yeah.
Spider-Man flies right past him.
And I mean, you never really know. Well, I don't know if I should make the joke. There's so much you could go with. And part of me, it's like, comic book heroes never really die. I mean.
Just wait till the next next issues.
Right. I don't know. It's still fresh. I don't want to joke about it. Because, I have nothing but respect for him, and I think, you have to make light on that sometimes,
or else it'll just drive you crazy.
Yeah, it will. I mean, and he had a good run. He really did. I mean, there's not many more you could say had such a good run. He took an industry, a fledgling industry, to its pinnacle.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, how many people can have that impact, turn around and become the president or the head of the company?
Right.
And lead it through years, and then even when he steps down and still has been held to that,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, I think he is the only face of comic books. Like, can you tell me what any of the other creators other than Todd McFarlane, because he puts his face everywhere too.
Right.
And if it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't know what Todd McFarlane looked like.
Right.
Because he gets on there and does his Spawn drawings live and whatnot and talks about it.
Yeah.
But
couldn't tell you.
Like
I couldn't pick, honestly. I couldn't pick Bob Kane out of a lineup.
Mm-mm.
I really.
I couldn't pick Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
I could not. If you showed up four
obviously
photographs,
knew who Bill Finger was, but you still couldn't pick him out. It just.
If you showed up photographs of creators, I couldn't. Like, oh, that's Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And
honestly, Stan Lee.
Maybe Simon and Schuster, only because I watched the Superman documentary thing where it was talking about
right.
And the age of those photographs. That would be the only way that I could do. Like, okay, that's an old one. I know that. But I don't know any of the writers today. I mean, I think Kevin Smith's starting to write a few more comics than he, because I knew he wrote a couple.
Yeah,
I've heard he's picking up, but there's nobody that jumps out at me anymore.
No. But, so what have we had since? Our last show we done was at Gencon.
Yes.
And, we were very venom-filled towards White Wolf, to the point where we have purged all of our personal White Wolf books out of the houses.
In fact, there's
White Wolf is now dead to us.
There's still some on the eBay.
Yeah.
On the thing, but no.
You made me keep the Mind's Eye Theater stuff, though. We might actually use that.
Yeah, I mean, because that's not technically, it's a third party that came through and did use their license.
So we kept the LARP stuff, but
and now we have a building, we may be able to.
Oh, I never even thought about that. We might actually get something together.
Yeah, because we can use that big wide open spot.
Yeah.
As long as we, tasers, cattle prods, keep people out of nibbing.
Oh.
Like, no, you don't zap.
Oh. I have a stick for that.
Don't go in there. Zap.
Whap.
But did you ever get your? Because when we were there, we talked about the your head on your.
Oh, the Minuteman miniatures. It's
yes.
funny you bring that up. I was just actually I was talking to Libby about that. She was down there with us, and me and her went and well, we all went and done ours, but me and her ordered ours at the same time.
Right.
And we had gotten one email back in September, like right around the 5th, I want to say it was 5th or 11th, something like that, saying that, due to the increase in volume. See, Minuteman was used to doing these small conventions. And
right.
Then they went to Gencon. And boy, did their assholes pucker, because in the email, and I'd have to pull it up, but no, they had a 4,000% increase in sales. Okay, these guys, they come down the first day, they brought enough stuff, that they thought that would last them the convention to just print on site. They printed that shit all in the first day, and then still had 4,000% increase. So if we had, because we all went and we got our head scans done the Thursday when we were down there.
Yeah.
And then when we went back Friday, me and Libby went down there and went ahead and bought them. Well, when they were scanning us Thursday, remember they said that they could print, they'd be ready. If you want to buy it now, it'd be ready by the time you get ready to go home.
Yeah.
Second day, we go in there and we were down there, Johnny on the spot, right off the bat. And, we're going to have to manufacture and ship that shit. Oh, really? Well, yeah, we weren't really prepared. I'm like, no, you weren't, were you?
Well, no, when they had a line that literally went like down into Lucas Oil.
We were lucky enough that when we got there, nobody knew about him yet.
Right.
So we got in, and
then we did our show.
We still waited. Yeah, we still waited like a half hour, and then we done the show, and then we talked about it, and like they were just boom, boom, just slammed from then on. I'm like, God, I'm glad we got in there when we did. Good
Right?
God, we were zipping around in little chairs and stuff, but hell, I wouldn't. I almost don't want to sit here that long. Shit, I'm like, so they had a huge increase. They were ill prepared, but they thought they were prepared. So I have nothing against Minuteman miniatures.
Right.
I know there are some people that are irritated with them.
Well, especially since they said it would be like 60. Well, how many days did they say?
They said that because of the influx in volume, they said that it would be originally it was like supposed to take about 6 weeks to get it, and then. Right about that 6-week mark, we got the email saying, "Okay, look, here's what's went down.
We've had to open up new shops.
They have opened and they've purchased and staffed an entire building, and they have printers going 24/7. They have people. They're running 3 shifts round the clock to try to keep up with everything." I'm like, good God, how much? Yeah, I'm interested to see how much business they've done. I just curious as to a figure or just a piece count for how many they had, but because they've actually had to go and get this building, open up new shops so they can manufacture the things, and then send them. And they're still catching up from Gen Con,
right?
And
that means that some of the other conventions have gone on since Gen Con,
right? They still went to those. They went those, but they gave the disclaimer like, we have a backlog. This is what's going on. You are more than because if nothing else, it was worth it to go down there, even if you didn't buy a miniature. You go if you'd went down there, and that's because that was our original thinking.
Right.
We wanted to get our own, but we also wanted. You have to have the 3D thing.
Right.
They got to go around you and scan.
And that's actually what I was planning on doing. Was like, okay, well, when you guys get yours in,
do you want to see what it looks like?
I want to see what it looks
we're going to
like.
be the guinea pigs,
and then I'll place the orders for.
Libby
for the
actually has a photo because let me back up. So they sent this email in September, said because of the backlog, and that telling us this is what's going on. We're sorry, it's still going to take a couple more weeks. That was in September. All right.
2 months later.
Right, 2 months later. So, like, October, I'm sitting back, I was talking to Libby. I'm like, well, how long you reckon we ought to give them before we say something? Just in case we fell through the cracks, because we were one of the first ones in there to get our stuff done. Well, I had in my head, I was like, well, okay, I figure by November 5th, by the time I got to go to the doctor, if I haven't heard anything, I'll email them. And then I forgot. So, yesterday, actually, I was sitting over at my desk, and I was like, I need to get a hold of them. So I sent them a Facebook message. Well, they got back with me. They were like, oh, and it was almost like a fly-by-night feel to it when it first came back, because I was like, because they said, oh, yours just went in the printer like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, really? Really? Mine just went in the printer? Come on, guys. And they're like, oh, yours just went in the printer like 10 minutes ago. You should look for it. I'm like, okay, so now I'm kind of thinking, well, because I paid cash,
Right.
am I about to get fucked? So
But I think, I'm hearing some people have gotten.
Yeah,
theirs.
they've got them, and I told Libby today actually. I said, hey, I got a hold of Minuteman Miniatures. I was like, you might want to Facebook message them to make sure you hadn't fallen through the cracks, because they said I should start looking for it here in a week or two. So she got a hold of them earlier today actually, and had a big long thing, and the guy said, the guy actually sent her a picture like, yeah, I remember taking your headshot because she had that top hat on. He's like,
right.
That looked great. And he said, the top hat, there was some issue with it where it might have been too thin for his liking. So he sent her a picture of it. He said, I'm gonna print it, and if it comes out looking better than what I think it is, then okay. But if not, I'm gonna adjust a couple of things and redo it. And you should look for it, by the middle of next week. I'm like, okay, well. So she told me, okay, well, we'll look here in 2 weeks. I'll let because that's plenty of time
after what we got coming up.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Because we're looking at Thanksgiving, we're looking at Starbase Indy, so I'll let you know. But it looked great. The picture that they sent her, it looks fantastic. So I've got a good feeling about it. I was just concerned because I'd only heard one, and me and her kind of talked, earlier today. I was like, you might want to get a hold of them because we've only got this one email. I went ahead and got a hold of them. This is what they said. She's like, yeah, I don't understand, why it, took, this long. That's kind of poor customer service.
70,000 people walk through the door.
Right. She's like, well, that's kind of poor customer service, only getting one email. I was like, darling, do you understand the influx of holy shit that happened when I'm cutting them slack.
70,000
right?
people.
And that's just Gencon, okay?
Right?
I'm going to cut them some slack. If everybody bought just one figure like me and her did. Now, there were guys that were going up there, and I seen them. They're like, I want, and they're ordering a dozen.
I want one of this.
Those things were $30 a piece, and they're like, yeah, I want a dozen. I want 2 of these. I'm like, motherfucker just spent like $1,000 on. Wow.
With his face on it.
Yeah, I'm like, man, if I had $1,000, I'd probably done the same thing. But
we actually talked about it.
I wanted to get the one to make sure it looked good. And then I was like, okay, and then order more.
Imagine getting goblins or whatever with my
for the bad guys.
For the bad guys because
you're running the game.
They're like
But
they're like, it's $30 a piece for the little ones. They're like, well,
yeah, you got Daddy Warbucks comes in and drops some cash. Okay,
like if I ordered 10. We're not eating today. Of course, that was almost our that
was your daily budget, wasn't it?
Roughly, yes.
But so I want to see what they look like when they come in. But the pictures that she's got look great. They were just not prepared for the amount of business they were getting ready to do, and
right.
I'm cutting them slack on that. I'm like, well, I'm going to give them a chance. I'm not going to harp on them because should they have sent more than one email? They probably should have sent an email a month.
Yeah,
that would have been better. I personally, I don't care as long as I get the thing and I get it before. I would have liked to have had it immediately, but we haven't even played the game we were going to use it in yet. So,
right.
If that had been different, I might have been like, "Where's my shit?" But
we and then you got to turn around and get it painted and all the other stuff.
Right. But is that the mic or the headphone?
Headphone.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. That's that thing we were worried about. Yeah. in the moving into the new studio, cables got kinked and damaged.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
yeah.
The reason, getting back to why we had taken a hiatus since Gen Con, we have new studios.
Yeah.
We are in a new building. Food is right across the street.
It's an old building, but it's new. Well, actually, it's an old building to us, too, and an old building in general.
Yeah.
It's just my first time in this particular floor.
But food's right across the street, so that's nice.
Yeah, it's handy.
He's like, I need a drink. Like back to the old days of when we had the station out across from
the village pantry.
Like you would put on enough songs to cover going over there, getting your food, and coming back.
It's 3 a.m. I gotta go get some donuts.
Time to eat the donuts. But no, so yes, we moved into brand new studios. We moved in all of our film production stuff, so that's all over in there in the corner.
And you found some stuff you left here the first time too, didn't
you? I was like,
I wondered what happened to this.
I was like, I thought that when the guys packed out, they packed everything up. I was like, well, maybe we left it because they didn't work, and then I plugged a couple of them in and they worked. I was like,
Them assholes.
I was like, they just gave up and said, well, we're not packing all this stuff out.
Well, it's in stairs. It's those stairs, okay?
I lost 2 computers because they were dropped down those stairs.
I believe it.
When we moved out.
I believe it.
Which has got me down to just dealing with the legacy computers that we have floating around.
There are technically 26 steps going up those, okay? But you got to see these stairs, all right? This is 2 flights of stairs in one. I don't care, you know.
It's 2 flights of stairs to go 1 floor.
1 floor, yeah. I'm like, really?
You physically realize as you're walking up, you're like, I should be at the top by now.
I lose 5 pounds every time I come up these things.
That's not joking. Like
like every week I've lost 5 pounds a week, you know, since we've moved up here.
There you go. Hey, you'd be down to fighting weight.
Yeah, I'm already at fighting weight. Trust me.
You already moved down to high school weight.
Yeah, now that now that they don't let me get access to the freight elevator, I have no choice but to take the stairs. We're going to put in a fireman's pole, though.
Whee!
Yeah. You guys got to try this pole.
You did accuse me of going all Ray on with the building.
Yeah. I love it here. When can we move it? I'm going to get our stuff. Really? Because, you know, we haven't. Okay. I guess we're doing this.
I don't know. I did miss it because we were here once before.
Yeah.
We had a really good time with it. We had a lot of the other shows were still were going, and this space was just a space that, I mean, we did a lot of stuff. In fact, half of the movies posters that were on the wall, parts of those movies were shot in here.
Right.
So yeah, it's just nice being back and having the space again to not be in my house.
Right.
Because I can actually use the room as a bedroom again.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that and there's more room for this huge honking table
you
that
can
I
actually
built.
get around the table.
The huge honking broadcast table that I built now has enough space to be functional.
Yeah, how much fun was that carrying up here?
Actually, it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
because it comes.
Did Maker carry it up?
No, he grabbed one and I grabbed the other.
I need this fridge at the top of the stairs. Can you got that right?
And it was like we were fighting. And like, oh, how do we get it? He just here and just grabbed the straps and looped them around his shoulders and picked it up and carried it up the stairs. And then, like 2 years later, complained that he like has a bad back. Well, no kidding.
Get on up there, Sherpa.
But no, we carried it up and we screwed it all back together. And the way I built it was, you know, I had a really nice top on it, and then the bottom is just boxes for stuff. So like the computer box and the box for all the sound stuff, and you just set it on top, screw them back down, and
good to go.
Done. And it doesn't weigh 55 tons.
Not when you take the top off of it.
No.
And all the shit out of it.
And that's the key. But, so yeah, so we've been dealing with that. We were moving in. We're doing, getting all the other shows because we are now starting to get, just as we were bringing back Sunday Night Madness, he gets pneumonia.
Oh, well, I was going to say, because, man, since Gencon, we launched He Said, She Said, so we've had shows launched since we were on last. You know, me and Libby do that on Wednesday nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday Night Madness is going to come back. Is Dustin still doing the DJ booth?
And Dustin's doing the DJ booth on Monday afternoons from 1 to 4.
Yeah, so
that came back.
We still got a couple of days in the week that are open too.
Early Saturday morning is getting ready to kick off. With JC Wright doing the shop talk stuff.
Oh yeah,
he's going to actually come in and sit in with the guys on Friday.
Yeah, for
a show or two, and then get back into it, and then if we can find him because the guy who Coop, who used to work when you do the show with him, he's gone off and life has done his own thing, and you know, it happens. He's lost a whole lot of weight because he was about your size, was about that big of a beard.
Going up these damn stairs, what?
Probably.
I'm telling you.
But
I lost like 100 pounds in 6 months, man. This is ridiculous.
He lost a whole lot of weight, and he's working for another car place and moved on. So if we can find him another mechanic to come in and sit down and talk, because they talk not only shop stuff like in the car shop, but like DIY and all that stuff. So if
well, talk to Bill. I mean,
well, I don't know if him coming in at because I think
it'd be good for him.
They used to do the show at like 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning.
It'd be good for him. You get on the schedule, do them stairs twice a day.
He couldn't even do them. He couldn't even do them last Friday.
Yeah, he'll be svelte like me pretty soon.
or just laying at the bottom of the stairs because he gave out.
He'd be like, I'm going to put a winch up there, and here's this sled. You're just going to pull me up this sucker. You're right. Get him one of those chairs that goes up and down the, like the old
there's
lady
room.
chairs. Yeah, God, yeah. There's plenty of room. They can take that one rotten ass handrail out too. And
yeah, I tried to pull it over to screw it back down, and
I don't go up the right hand side of the. I don't go up and down the right hand side anymore because that's
it tricks you.
Yeah, it does. I'm like, oh God, I can't do.
But yeah, so
like a salmon, I'm swimming upstream now.
So Sunday Night Madness is coming back as soon as he gets over pneumonia.
Yeah.
He spiked like 103 fever, and as it closed into 104, he finally relented to go to the hospital.
Yeah, it happens.
And then they gave him stuff, sent him home. Fever went down.
Yeah.
Spiked again the next day. Back to the ER.
Yeah.
And he's finally battled it down. I'm just trying to wait for him to feel 100% to come back.
Yeah. But
we have shows.
We've been kind of busy.
Yeah.
We're busy since.
We launched a Patreon.
Yeah.
Which
you launched a Patreon. I didn't really know anything about it. People are just like, "Why are we on video all of a sudden?" I don't know, but all right. You come make movie? Not this time, pal.
Well, the Patreon.
He starts talking about a gold VIP subscription. We got a problem.
Multipass.
Multipass.
But what we do is most of the shows. A lot of the people I had been getting requests like, "Hey, you guys used to do video a long time ago. We loved watching the video of you guys."
Right, but these are faces for radio, not for video. That's the
these
thing.
always been faces for radio. I have a voice for silent movies, so it's.
Right.
But so the if you join the Patreon, which is patreon.com/GP Network.
Yeah.
It's only a couple dollars a month. You can watch us all the videos live. So as we sit down and do a show, you can actually watch the live video of us doing the show.
But now the in-between stuff kicks out, right? That way, we don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Especially me and Jim. Cause
when we go to commercials, we can't play the commercials over the thing, and we can't play any music over the thing. So everything gets muted because we have to keep track where we're at.
Yeah. So
that stuff has to be played in the station.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you'll see a lot of animated stuff.
Right.
Hear nothing.
But they do. So they do get the video on the breaks. But they don't. Okay, because
there's some. The last one I was experimenting with the whole kicking to.
Going to be back right soon.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
But and we also discussed moving this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So like all our live shows would be available immediately, like as we're doing them and whatnot.
Yeah.
But doing our regular podcast as a patron benefit. So
you think people really want to listen to us that much? Honestly,
it's just one of those things that we can. It was kicked around that it would be a benefit, saying so you can watch all the live shows that we like. Plus, we get to bonus content, what video stuff what we put out, all that stuff will filter through the Patreon first. So if you want to get first crack at it, if you want to get access to all of the cool stuff, plus a discount on all the cool T-shirts that we have and we're bringing out. If you want a horrible person T-shirt, they're coming.
Yeah, they are.
We agreed on a front design. Now I just got to do the back design, and then once we agree on the back design,
I think the metal needs to be in a metal, like a sheet metal look or something. You know, and then the madness needs to have like blood dripping off of it or something because I don't know.
But as soon as I come up with a design for the back,
Saturday show is definitely a little different.
We're going to have the Horrible Person T-shirts. We do have the Geek Public Radio logo T-shirts, which look awesome. We always get thumbs up and kudos for those shirts. So I want to thank the I have his card. I can't remember it. Over in Muncie.
You better throw something out there because you better get going. You better find it.
I'm looking
because he done a fantastic
job.
He
did an amazing.
We got to give him a plug. Look at you. I was ill prepared. Oh God, I don't remember his name. He's right over in the village.
No, I'm totally. I'm pulling it up. No, seriously, I'm pulling it up right now.
I can't find it. But he did do a good job.
He did an amazing job on it.
Yeah, I know. I was a little worried about the black
screen embroidery.
Are you sure?
That's what it says.
Okay, well,
1708 West University Avenue.
Yeah, that's it. Can't remember his name though. Yeah, I'm gonna make you look. Keep going. You be prepared next time. It's not like you ain't had 3 months.
But no, it is screen embroidery over there. I can't remember his personal name. That's my mea culpa, but go check him out. He does love mead.
Yeah.
We were talking about doing the rent affairs stuff, and he's like, yeah, that's why I go, because it's the only place I can get mead. And I was like, there's a place right here in town. Yeah. Really?
We need to go to Ironsides, too.
Yes, we do.
Especially now that I talked to Troy, and Troy told me that I get all kinds of free stuff.
Yeah, and when he said to go down there and just say, well, Troy sent us down here.
That's right.
So that means we get big plates.
We get big plates and
with meat,
large flagons.
With meat on the bone.
Right. Malt beer.
But, yeah, so there's a whole lot of stuff that we got coming up.
We got Starbase Indy coming up this weekend.
Yeah, because
Lisa was nice enough to invite us at Gencon,
and all our stuff came through. We're in the observation.
We're in the observation deck. We're like 11 forward. We're not 10 forward. We ain't that fancy.
But did you look to see if there was a 10 forward listed on there?
I didn't.
Because that would have been funny.
I'm guarantee you that's the bar. Yeah, I don't care what it's labeled. It's going to be 10 forward. Everybody down there.
But we're Saturday is going to be our live show.
Mm-hmm.
And
3 o'clock, isn't it?
3 o'clock in the observation deck.
Yeah.
So come out. It's right across from the main hall.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, you come through the doors and boom, there we are. Come see us. And we have a table. We won't know until we get there where the table's at.
Oh, that's right. Because he said he's the guy that you got a hold of said that we're probably going to hate him, right?
He's like he said he's the one responsible. So if you don't like where you're at, then it's his fault.
Well, as long as we're not next to the noisy ice machine, especially for
try
eternity.
try to broadcast it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out here to the great turkey giveaway.
This land holds a great promise. But
we need to play that on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The turkey giveaway.
Right. But so we're gonna do the Starbase Indy. We get the live show on Saturday. Now, are we broadcasting live Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Or what are we doing Sunday? Anything, or are we going down there Sunday?
I don't know. It all depends on the.
I might have children. I might have child obligations on Sunday,
right.
So
it all depends on
beg out on you on Sunday.
The gas situation.
Right.
So, technically, these are close conventions.
Oh yeah.
But it's still like a 2-hour drive to get down there.
Right.
So. But gas is cheaper now. Mm-hmm. I mean, when we did Gencon, it was like almost $3. Mm-hmm. Now it's like it's just a couple over 2. So at least right now, anyway. Yeah. I say that now. It's like holiday traffic. We'll crank that to $5 a gallon.
Thanksgiving, buddy. Thanksgiving. Now, and they're sold out.
They are.
Well, they're the pre-sales, or the sales were closed. Are they still selling at the door?
I think so, yes.
Okay. So, no, we had a promo code for $5 off a badge, or whatever
which
it is.
meant, like, you know, it's what we were
like on a Friday, if you want to do your Black Friday shopping at the Star Trek convention, you could
just go in and like a $5 you go shopping.
Get in free, yeah.
Yeah, and if you used our promo code, you got the shopping badges for free. Yeah. Or $5 off your regular thing. Yeah. And we're hoping, because when we talked to Lisa, we were told that there's a possibility that we could, you know, a big, good possibility that some of their special guests that they have, who have shows and whatnot,
right,
can actually be.
Right. Where is that coming from?
I have no idea.
All right.
Just randomly people screaming. But
he's singing Roller Coaster, so I'm okay.
But that totally threw me off.
Yeah. I'm going to lean out the door and yell, "On the aircut!" in a minute.
But
that's why we need a sign.
Yeah. But no, they said that we could talk to some of their other guests, and you know, like I am totally trying to snag an astronaut. For the show, not, you know, like I don't want one hanging on my wall. I'm just, it's just, you know, it's not like, you know, I'm going to fill my limit.
Wow, this is like a predator. Xenomorph,
astronaut,
cosmonaut, you know, Bigfoot, Sputnik, you know, like, way to make it creepy.
Cosmo,
right.
No, but no, I think if we could, because I do believe there's an astronaut going to be there. I would love to sit down with the guy who wrote the book for Klingon.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be there. And I think having you two on air would be funnier than crap. Like, this part of the show requires subtitles.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of rusty.
Well, there you go. Now, if you were like, I don't know how to conjugate this, and you're like, what is this? You know, and then you can brush up with the guy who wrote the book that you learned off of.
It's been a while.
So, you know, but I think that would be amazing. You know, he's going to be there, and there's a few other people that are, quite a few other people that are going to be there. So I just, you know, I think all we have to do is when we go in, we can actually just talk to them and say, hey, here's the people that we'd love to talk to if they're not busy. Yeah. And they'll come over with us and try to make that happen. Yeah. Because I think that would be awesome. That's just me.
What it's going to be is I'm going to find out that I've been doing shit all wrong. Like, so, you know, it'll be like the gravy is green. And, you know, your mama's a snowblower, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Well, okay.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
It's like, we need the big rainbow with the star.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Knowing is half the battle. The other half's, you know, having your bat lit. And knowing what you're doing.
Right. But no, I think
I guarantee you there will be no peace as long as Kirk lives. That I can guarantee
you. But yeah, so we have all that stuff coming up. We have something coming up after.
Do we?
I think.
After Starbase Indy?
After Starbase Indy.
Have you talked to me about that?
Yes.
What was it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't remember you talking to me about it.
It's on a calendar somewhere. I got to find it.
I've got this calendar. I got a day planner. It's on my day planner. Did you put it in your phone?
Yeah, but my phone's dead right now. Like it.
What kind of station manager are you? I can't be reached by phone. Well, I got a studio phone.
I do, but we don't have the
it doesn't have a calendar on it.
It doesn't have a calendar on it. No, but that was something that actually needs to be brought up too. Is the desk calendar that had all our stuff on it?
Yeah.
we're still finding out stuff that hasn't made the move. Like, oh, where's that? It's still over there.
Yeah. All right.
I still have mic stands sitting next to the room, like we're moved out.
Yeah,
ready
I've seen
to be...
that. Yeah, I've seen that. I come out and they're like, all right.
You
don't need them.
They were supposed to be brought over for just in case, because I have like one. So if we had somebody come in and we needed to run an extra line or whatever, we could just go, here, stand there and talk, you know.
No chair for you.
We have only so many chairs.
Right.
We've increased the number of chairs.
You can stand, or you can have the chair nobody wants to sit in. The choice is yours. I'll sit on the floor.
And then it rocks back and dumps out.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of cool stuff that we've been doing. There's a whole lot of cool stuff we got coming up. Some of which it's not like a big thing, so it's not like we're going to like, we got to be in Toledo like next week. No, it's nothing huge. It's not like another convention.
Oh, that's coming up?
Yeah, it's something small, and I can't remember, and it's bugging me. But it was something for the station.
Okay, but was it like an event or?
No, it was an appearance, but I don't know. I don't think it was a like a big event.
An appearance.
It was like us going there and doing something on live. It was a live appearance.
Oh shit! Yeah, you did tell me what was that?
I don't remember. I wrote it down for a reason, and then we got busy with the move because it was back when we booked.
What?
It was back when we booked Starbase. It was when this other thing came up, and it got wrote down, and then we got busy with the move. And
it wasn't HoosierCon or anything, was it?
No. HoosierCon is coming up, but I don't think it's in December. I think it's at the beginning of the next year.
Well, I want to say that whatever it was you were telling me about happens. I think it's in November too, so we need to find that. There was something. I do remember you saying we had to make an appearance somewhere.
I said we need to make an appearance. I just don't remember.
Well, and it wasn't one of the.
Yeah, HoosierCon's in March.
Okay,
so
it wasn't one of the breweries, was it?
It might have been a brewery.
Or
one of the distilleries.
It might have been. Was it McLean or McLaren or was it the tap room?
No, because we tried to talk to the tap room and they kicked us out. So.
That's right. That's the one that we're like, well, okay.
Like they said, well, we still have a couple minutes, and it's like, okay, so we'll just step outside and wait 2 minutes.
Which I'm good with, because I'll just go out and smoke. That means I'm standing out there for 10 minutes. But when you slam the door behind me,
we walked outside and the door
I'll
just
keep
slammed
walking.
shut.
That's how this works.
It's like, okay, well, apparently they didn't want us in there, so you know what? Bye, guys.
Deuces.
But no, the HoosierCon is in March.
Okay.
PopCon is in April or June. With PopCon though, I kind of feel weird about it because a lot of it's people who do what we do.
Okay.
That's the 90% of they have a whole alley of podcasters.
Yeah.
And they'll pay $300 for a table.
Oh, I ain't doing that.
And I was like, well, we went down there as media one year and shot videos and did all that stuff, and it was like people were just like, you got a media pass? Yeah, we don't have a table. They're like, yeah, weird. It's like, no, we totally did a thing because it was on Father's Day or whatever. It was like, shopping at PopCon for Father's Day. So we did a whole bit of from store to store, what can you buy for your dad?
Yeah.
I ended up getting a Deadpool tie bought for me.
Yeah.
It's like a blood red tie with silhouette of Deadpool.
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm wearing that to somebody's wedding. That's it.
Be the only time you ever wear it. But
I am wearing.
We don't really do a lot of shirt and tie stuff,
No, and
if I can't put on a solid color pocket T-shirt, I ain't there.
And there was the funny thing about that. I was talking to somebody and they're like, "Hey, you know what? What happened to the way guys dress?" And started showing pictures of the old guys wear a suit jacket and suit and tie, everywhere.
Yeah.
They would just get up in the morning and throw it on and like go to the store or whatever. You know, like you'd see them walking down with their trench coat on and their hat and all that stuff. And I was like, if I wasn't fat, I might try that. I just look like a bowl of like retarded. Because, you know, like everything don't hang right. It just like I look like a drunk Uncle Bart. I'm like, you know. You're
like Barney.
or Uncle Buck. If I had to coat,
hey, now don't knock Uncle Buck.
I would look. I would be like, try to get all whatever. And
love to have a Mercury Marquis.
It wouldn't. My shirt wouldn't fit right, and I was like, this is bull crap.
Keep a hatchet, man.
But yeah, I was like, you know, I don't even have a button-up shirt that fits me anymore.
So you're gaining all that weight I keep losing, huh?
Well, no, I'm back to what I was originally when I stopped drinking and started stopped eating gluten. Now that I'm drinking again and I'm eating gluten,
nothing fits.
I'm back to my original weight because I got down to like almost 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was like, svelte. Like, you know, my stomach started to recede, and like only thing that was left up top was actual muscle again. It was like, hey, look, I actually look like apparently my shoulders are this big. But and then everything started to go back, and it was just like, oh, you mean I'm not allergic to it? I was just eating the wrong stuff, and I needed to take this other medicine because, you know, apparently my brain is fighting my body. So okay, well, I'll take this medicine and I can eat pasta again. Because I love lasagna. Yeah. And that made me happy. Yeah. You spiced up what we make for dinner now.
You want to be alone with Chef Boyardee, don't you? You kind of look like Chef Boyardee.
Oh, gee, thanks. But as soon as we find out what we're doing in December, we'll get back with everybody and let you guys know. It'll be up on the website. It'll be up on the Facebook pages and whatnots.
Right. Now, what was your favorite part of Gencon? Like, I mean, I know we done some Venom, but I enjoyed the Minuteman miniatures.
Yeah.
But what else?
I had a great time. I always have a great time at the Battle Pods.
Yeah, we did. Well, yeah.
Always have a great time at the
Battle
Pods.
Now, after I realized that you guys, you know, went a little sideways on me, and I realized that it was, you know, I didn't know we were all Steiner. That's what it was. I didn't know it was bring an Atlas to the party or don't show up. All right, so I go in, you know, thinking I'm going to have like, you know, honorable combat. What was I thinking?
Well, you know? if you bring a 20-ton mech to a 100-ton party,
I brought a 55-ton mech to a 100-ton party. I'm like, what is this? Everybody. No, there's like one little kid that was like, oh, I want the Cougar or the Puma or whatever. I was like, they're running a bushwhacker. I can handle that. So all I could do was hang out in the back and just run circles with like one arm out. And I'm like, well take my shots when I can.
Well, what's funny about that is I went in thinking, I'm not going to fire on my buddies. We're all going to I'll just try to gang up on whoever they're shooting at.
Right.
And turn around and got a face full of Woody's,
Blackhawk?
Woody's PPC to the face or whatever. It's just like,
that's
hi, wham.
That's because this is how Woody plays BattleTech. He's like, you got an Atlas, and I got an Atlas. Our Atlases must meet.
Well, no, like
I could kill this guy that I don't care about, or I could just tear my buddy apart, and that's what I'm going to do. So then here I am out on the periphery, looking at these two Atlases go at each other. I'm like, okay, well, Woody just smoked Chris. Woody's leg's damaged. Woody's walking away from me. Get up here, and just give it crap. And
the first two games, I was going after all of the other big mechs. Like if you had the Behemoth or whatever, or the one that looked like a Mad Cat but bigger.
Yeah.
You know, with the
catapult.
Yeah. You know, like all those 100-ton, the huge mechs that were on the board. I was going after those and leaving the little ones, and they were tearing me apart.
Yeah, because they will. They're like, you know, it's the death of 1,000 paper cuts.
And I was like, all right, this is done. So I start walking forward. As soon as I want to blow up, you're dead.
Yeah,
you're dead.
You're one-shotting them.
As I'm walking towards the big guy, I'm just killing everything that's running in front of me. And then we go toe to toe.
Well, I know I came looming like All right, I go running through the wreckage of this mech, and I go through
There
the
was no
smoke.
through the wreckage of me.
Yeah, it was actually. I think it was you. I go running through your wreckage, and through the smoke. Here comes looming out of the smoke is this Atlas that says Woody over the top of it, and I was like, I didn't have time to say and boom, gone. I seen him, recognized it, went to pull the trigger because I knew I'd get one shot off if I was lucky.
And you didn't even get that.
And as I was pulling the trigger, the tunnel of death, the tunnel of escape, because you're already blown up. You're going up the. I was like,
You've already punched.
I was like, there he was.
No, but yeah, I think after I figured that out, I went from middle of the pack to like 1 and 2, like first or second place for like the rest of the.
Yeah.
Thing. After I figured out, oh, screw those little guys.
Next year,
it was like I was going to be chivalrous and be like, okay, we're just going to go through and no.
Yeah. Next year, now that I know what the deal is, it's all Steiner.
Well, you know Woody always picks
Dicey.
an Atlas.
He doesn't always take an Atlas. Now,
Every time,
given an opportunity, he will. But not always. He will. I'm like, hey.
Because I didn't even ask. Yeah, I said, "What do you want?" I didn't even. What do you want? An Atlas. Okay.
Yeah, Atlas.
Like, what are you getting? An Atlas.
See, I told you because I think I went out to smoke or something, and I was like, yeah, just give me
like
a Blackhawk.
or Blackhawk.
I was like, just grab me the Blackhawk, because I'm thinking there's going to be some variety. I didn't realize it was going to be like a Blackhawk, a Puma, and nothing but Atlases. I'm like, okay.
Well, no, like I said, they had the Behemoth and the.
Oh yeah, because it just here's the clan Atlas. You have the Atlas or the clan Atlas. They're all 100-ton assault mechs, and I'm running a medium. Like, well, this is a great freaking plan.
I could almost hear you cackling though.
There was
like
a couple of times.
4 pods away.
Yeah, there was a couple of times.
In the middle of the din that is Gencon. You still hear you go.
Yes, it did happen on occasion. There was at one point I think Libby was up by the pods and she's like, I don't know what you've done. She goes, but I heard Jared was just laughing his ass off. I was like, oh yeah, that's yeah.
But
one of them blew up, and I was part of it. I never got. There was only 2.
They were watching the video as we were like, so it was like kicking to each individual. They were like, oh, you got smoked, and it was just like every video they saw was me getting shot.
Yeah.
So they're like, you didn't do very good, and I handed them the sheets, and they went, that's not what we saw. It's like they had showed the highlights of me getting my butt kicked.
Right.
That's all they're like, we'll just show that.
Yeah. But what else besides the battle pods? Because it can't be a total drag on Gencon, although they did. Are we clear to talk about that crap that happened afterwards now? Since, both of them have been banned?
I have no idea. That was an interesting.
And
that wasn't even technically on. That was,
it wasn't even Gencon property.
No, but they did smash a window and.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay. I know they both.
bar.
I know that. Yeah, I know they've both been banned. It was over that Susan Sarkarian or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I part of that, I think she milks that.
Probably.
Yeah. So Gamergate stuff, and one person said something that he didn't agree that he doesn't agree with the whole situation. He doesn't agree with her and this, that, and the other. And the guy spun him around and
sucker punched him basically.
Yeah.
Because when you do something like that, that's a sucker punch. And when this guy talks about like, I felt good because I punched a fascist or something.
He's like, I punched a Nazi.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I was like,
buddy, I'd like to see you go toe to toe with a real Nazi. Honestly, I'm not, but I'm just saying,
But this is one of those. Just like I don't know if that what scares me more. The fact that some guy just says he doesn't agree with something and gets called a Nazi or gets punched for it, and everybody seems to be celebrating.
Right.
And then people were like,
now.
Yeah, and then and then it's like people started pulling out of next year because of they don't feel safe because somebody was talking words, but they never brought up the guy who actually did the physical thing as being the cause of why they were afraid. They were afraid that somebody was not going to agree with them or something.
Right.
So they're like, we're not coming back until Gencon does something. It's like, okay. I never went to one of your events anyway, so.
Right. Bye.
I understand that you do cool stuff and you only let women you only run games where women game master 4 people, and that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But, you know.
No skin off my teeth.
To turn around and be like, you know, you don't ban the guy who got sucker punched. You know,
or that did the sucker punching.
You don't. You're like, well, no, they were mad because they didn't do anything to the guy that got hit. That was what they were mad about. They were like, oh, was he pulling all this stuff and this, and this, that, and the other? We don't feel safe. And it's like, but he's the one that got the crap beat out of him. And, you know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was a whole contrived
it's
situation.
It's the same dude that runs the quartering on YouTube. And I've watched a few of his things, and I guess there's litigation pending. So it's not over yet.
And like I said, it was just one of those things that I just look back at it and just go, okay, that was just a lot of blow up about a guy getting punched in the face.
Right.
And if I don't know, I sleep okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there next year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If my legs don't fall off.
Right.
Because I don't know, I'm not doing the cart again.
Right. Yeah. After running around on those chairs, I'll never do a chair again.
I mean, it was nice in the fact that
carried all the shit for the girls. But honestly, that's what I was. I was a pack mule. I was a pack mule, and I plowed the road.
Even when I, because I'd have a backpack on, I was still, hey, let me put this in your pack. Let me put this in your backpack. Let me put it. I was like, God dang. Now I'm like, I look like Igor.
Right.
There's a huge lump on my back.
Right.
It's pronounced Igor.
Yeah.
Is it Froderick?
Right.
But no, so I was always a pack mule anyway.
Yeah.
But it made it nice because, in the sense of I wasn't worn out. I wasn't like literally dead on my feet.
Right.
Like after In Conjunction, I couldn't move.
Right.
Like we went and watched, or I went and watched the fireworks and whatnot, grabbed you a plate, came home, and had to have somebody else bring the plate in.
Yeah.
Or no, because I brought it off earlier.
Yeah.
I had to be helped in, and I sat down into a rolly chair, and then realized I wasn't able to stand back up.
Right.
So I had to wheel myself through the house and flop down on the couch because I was pretty much paralyzed from the mid chest down. Like, right. I couldn't get anything to function.
Right.
It was like, well, this is fun. But Gencon wasn't like that. So, I mean, and hopefully with the new meds and stuff next year, I won't.
Yeah.
But I think that's what sucked it out for me. I mean, there was a few things that I had a good time with. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I don't remember the vendor hall.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't much we could see and we could do, so.
And I got ignored in the auction.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where when everybody is in that little section, is like when you hold your thing up and everybody's pointing, hey, 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 and they still sell to the guy behind the counter.
Yeah.
It was just like, well, and I wheeled up and I said, I want my money back.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you haven't bought anything on your credit. Nope, because they haven't called me. Mm-hmm. I cannot.
Keep getting looking over. Getting looked over.
Even with my card up, they sell it out, to somebody else, and it's always the guy that's sitting back there.
Yep.
So I'm done.
Yep.
And so that kind of ruined the one thing that I kind of, like battle pods in the auction were my big things.
Well, so it was 50-50.
And I like looking at this, and so I was like, it wasn't it wasn't a great con, but I think part of it had to do with my situation.
Yeah. So.
It definitely made me, and then like everybody who else was like, boo-hooing about all this other stuff, and then then they became like hugely ableist on the forums or whatever. Like, well, what, we're supposed to make special, whatever, because you're in a chair. Like you get to walk and do whatever you want. It was a waste of money.
Yeah.
And it's like going into the vendor hall, waste of money. I got one thing that I was interested in.
Yeah.
And we haven't even messed with it yet.
Right.
We looked at it. We're like, I want to create characters for these, like the Pathfinder playtest.
Yeah.
though some of that stuff on there looked really, really cool. Then other things, it made me scratch my head of why they chose that.
Yeah.
Like the idea of dwarves having negatives to magic. Like you have to have magic points or whatever to be able to do magic, and you get You have a negatives to that if you're a dwarf. So there's a good chance you have like a -2 magic ability as a dwarf. So you're like first edition barbarian.
Right.
You're like no magic.
But I've actually heard that before because sometimes I've heard about how dwarves are supposed to be, because they're such the antithesis of elves, and elves have such bonuses to magic. Dwarves are very much not.
Right, but
So.
they're also the ones who also will have been known to craft magic items.
Yeah.
So you have to have some magic to craft magic.
Right. They're half dwarf, half elf.
An abomination.
Well, think about that for a
Look at
minute.
a dwelf.
Dwelf. Is that a gully dwarf? No, that's weird. Now I'm thinking about like half dwarf, half elf. Does that make them
Gnome.
human size?
It makes them a gnome.
No, I think a gnome's like a half dwarf, half halfling.
Well, we know what a half dwarf, half human is. Thanks to Dark Sun.
Yeah,
That's the mules.
yeah. Sherpas.
With the big bald head and the pointy ears and,
Yeah,
built like a shit brick house.
yeah.
And I don't like the Dark Sun setting, but that is one race that I would actually allow somebody to play in any campaign.
Yeah.
They would be an outcast.
Well, yeah.
But
Given.
But because the humans
Would they be as big an outcast as a half dwarf, half elf? Because you got no friends at that point. Not even the humans will hang out with me.
Because I stink, and then I tell them that they're horrible people.
Oh man, where's Jim when I need to make a liberal joke?
Anywho, so that's what we got going on. We do have, like I said, Starbase Indy this weekend. Come check it out, hang out. There's still stuff being sold at the door. They're not completely, at least as far as I know, they're not completely sold out.
Right.
But the pre-sales are over. So come on out, check us out. Should have a table. We'll let everybody know when we get there on the Facebook page, and come watch our show on Saturday. Come get all your geeky stuff at in the vendor hall. Do your geeky Christmas shopping.
We promise we'll start making these more regularly now.
Now that we have a home,
Yeah.
that's business only.
Right.
And if I can keep the Friday show from getting me too hungover.
It's no longer like a mullet.
No, it's all business.
Right.
I don't know if Friday is a mullet. Friday's
a total mullet.
Yeah.
Saturday's a tinfoil hat. I don't know. We still have some other things that we need to do. We need to do the Jim's wanting to do that thing on like the after hours, Metal and Madness after hours.
On the couch.
On the couch, yeah.
Which you guys make fun of me.
He phrased that wrong.
Like I was like,
He's like, I want to do Jim and Jared, or I want to do Jared and Jim on the couch. I'm like, wait, what?
And then they're
Hold
like,
up.
what are you making fun of? I'm like, no, you're taking it in a whole weird way.
You
I'm like,
listen to the words that come out of your mouth.
I'm just sitting here going, I have that recorded. We can play it back.
No.
It's like, that's what I want to click. Hey,
Yeah, 'cause what was,
Thursday.
he said, I got to get Jared on the couch. I was like, you need to do what?
Phrasing.
Yeah,
Right?
it was
Hey, phrasing.
There you go.
yeah. It's like, really? Like, make fun of me
Well,
for your poor choice in vernacular. Anywho, so come check us out on there. Join us on Patreon. It's like I said, a couple bucks a month. You can watch all the shows behind the scenes. You can see what we do during the show, how we put everything together.
Oh, we got to do interviews too, don't we?
We'll have host interviews and whatnot. And if you donate enough money, you can be a part of the Q&A, where you can actually ask some of the questions for the thing. And anytime you have a question, like if we have a special guest that we have coming up or whatever, those who put $10 in a month can actually have their own questions sent to us.
How much is it to buy just one question? Because I have a special question for Jim already. How much to buy one question?
Just one question?
Just one question.
$5.
$5?
Yeah.
Okay. Next week, I got the question. I'll tell you the question off air. I think you already know.
I think I do.
Have
too.
you now, or have you ever had?
He'd have to say yes.
Yep. I chewed in self-defense.
But this is Geek Public Radio. Our time is through. We will see you this weekend in person or on the radio. Yeah. So have a good evening.